Hello everyone, this is Berlin Biker, and we are here to talk about the second race of the MotoGP 2018 series, the Argentina Grand Prix. Before I get into that, a quick reminder of what's going on here. I'm brand new to MotoGP. Even though I've ridden motorcycles for more than 2 decades, I never really got into the sport of MotoGP. So this season I really decided to throw myself at the sport and become a fan. So if this interests you, make sure to subscribe. In addition, if you think I'm missing something important in the race, or I'm wrong about a penalty or who did what, throw it in the comments. Would love to chat this out, right? I've used Reddit as my main source of inspiration, talking to people and learning so far. You know, you guys know more than I do about the sport. I'd love to know what you guys are thinking about what I'm talking about. Overall, the race was much easier to watch this time than the first race because I'm finally subscribed to the MotoGP Video Pass. Totally worth it. On top of that, the main MotoGP event was at 6 p.m. for me in Berlin, Germany, so you can't beat that. Waking up early, 4 or 5 a.m. to watch a race, pretty shitty. So 6 p.m. worked great. The weather was crazy. It just downpour of rain up to the race. It seemed like picking the correct tires in MotoGP is way more important than it is in F1. Half the contact with the asphalt means a lot, and you see the riders slipping around a lot more. There's a lot more control over it. Super interesting to see only one person who lined up to the grid with slick tires, and that was Jack Miller. Marquez, like always, had the most controversial ride, that's for sure. Starting this race, well, almost not starting the race because the bike stalled, and he had to run the bike and bump start it, which reminds me of the good old days. I had a Honda 70 that would always flood, and I'd always have to bump start that bitch. He was given a ride-through penalty for it, and lots of confusion on that. Why was Marc not pulled back into the pits by giving him this penalty? It added some kind of aggression to his race. I don't think it needed to be there, but I don't know. Maybe that is the official call, and there wasn't an issue there. But it just seemed like when you have to slow down in the middle of the race, go through the pits, and kind of remake time, you're asking for someone to be more aggressive in the corners and really like get through the pack, and not the easiest of manner. Banny Pedrosa took a hell of a tumble when Johan Zarco touched him in a corner. He kind of like flew up and over the bike. I'm trying to find a photo. I'll throw it up on the screen now. Marquez, of course, diving into the corner, hitting Valentino Rossi, putting him off his bike, and then just kind of looking back and saying sorry. I feel like this was like the pinnacle of the race. This caused an uproar on the crowd. Like, I was not in the room. I think I was going to the bathroom or something. And all of a sudden, there's just booing and jeering going on from the TV. And I like run back, and they just play the review over one more time. It was kind of like a dick move. Like, he's a champion. He knows what he should be doing. And bumping into a rider like that on a slower corner, come on, Marc. And then the final few corners, right? Cal Cutro, he really won that race in the last few corners. And seeing the riders first and second so close to each other, compared to Formula 1, it's just insane. Overall, it was a really good race to watch. The weather made it very exciting, and you could really see the skills of these riders as they push these bikes, you know, these 200-mile-an-hour bikes on these super slick conditions. This is my little recap of the Argentina Grand Prix. Next week we have my home race, the Red Bull Grand Prix of the Americas in Austin, Texas. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and if you don't already, follow me on Instagram and Facebook. Alright guys, that's it. Berlin Biker is out.